Hi there. Look, tooth fixed. Not the best smile in the world. This is the second episode of the topic on budgets. In the first episode, we discussed the importance of accurately estimating and not overestimating cash inflows for the family, which is our arbitrary chosen unit. Today, we would like to discuss cash outflows, or our expenses. So what are some of those cash outflows that we might have? There are many, starting with normal expenses like for food, clothing, and shelter, the so-called necessity expenses. You can add medical to that list. The ranges for each are broad and diverse. For example, your expenses for food can vary depending upon what you eat and whether you eat home or not. Some of the necessity expenses are controllable and predictable, but some are not. Medical expenses can be random, and you never know when a housing expense can occur. Accidents do occur, and they can precipitate unforeseen expenses. Transportation expenses always have to be addressed. Then there are the non-essential expenses. At the top of the non-necessity list is the expense of our recreations. Often at the top of that list are vacations, which is an item that can have a wide range of costs, from hundreds to thousands of dollars. Some recreations cost little money, like reading a book or playing pickup basketball. But if you like to go bowling or go to the movies or sporting events or concerts, you can spend lots of money. So the first rule with estimating expenses is like that of estimating inflows, and that is to be conservative. In this case, being conservative means to not underestimate expenses, because doing so can lead to a surprise budget shortfall, which is always a bad thing. Now, like in measuring inflows, we must be cognizant of the timing of our expenses. Some might be known precisely, like rent or mortgage payment. Others, like food, medical expenses, and recreations, might not be known precisely. So we have to make on average kinds of assumptions per unit of time, say monthly, as an example in estimating outflows. The conservative approach is never understate them, as that is the best way to miss your budget. So conservative estimates of expenses on the high side is generally a better lean. Once we have done that, what remains for us is to aggregate our expenses, whether they be precise or not. Okay, then what? After we have conservative estimates for both inflows and outflows, we have to make everything balance. For a business, such cash flow analysis would be for revenues and expenses. We have to make sure that there is some balance between the inflows and outflows. This means that we cannot merely balance the amounts, although we want to at least do that. For example, if it turns out that we estimate both our cash flows both our cash inflows and outflows at $30,000 for the year, we are not yet done. Just to make this point, suppose all the outflows occur in the first half of the year and most of the inflows occur in the latter part of the year. Then we would have a problem. We have a timing issue. So we might have to tinker with the cash flows so that all the expenses can be paid in a timely fashion. One thing that we might do is take a loan in the first half of the year and pay our expenses when they occur with the borrowed money. And then we pay back that loan in the second half of the year when our cash inflows occur. We will discuss the concept of loans later on. There is one last thing for this episode, and that is one important goal we should always have. It is not to settle for just having enough cash and income to cover our expenses, because it is our desire to have our inflows exceed all our outflows, which begets the concept of savings, which should be everyone's goal. The whole idea of accruing savings and investing savings for further growth is the essence of the life plan, to have extra cash on hand in the future, just in case we need it for emergencies, illnesses, retirement, special events like weddings for the kids, and all the rest. Now, it's not always easy to save, but it is an ongoing goal pretty much all the time. And that is our lead-in for our next topic, choices and savings. Thank you very much.